Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2020 Asia Open round number 2. This is the back 9 here at the Kaohsiung Metro Park, a temporary course set up just for the event. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, going to give you the solo shot-by-shot coverage. So glad you guys could join us. Here we are on hole number 10. We're moving into this back 9. Hole 10 on the shorter side. I believe holes 10 and 11 are two of the shortest ones that we'll find on the course. And this is just a routine hyzer. And Philo almost making it look too easy. NatePerkins says, well, there's plenty of space out here to this left side. I'm just going to go with a real basic forehand, also making it look easy. James Conrad's going to back me up off the tee a little bit. He's going to go higher and wider. He's going to leave himself a putt, but certainly not as close as the previous two. Conrad started the round at 11 under. Now he is at 15 unders. And he has actually lost the lead to Jacky Chen. That was Manabu Kajiyama. Manabu, I believe, had 9 threes on the front. 2 or 3 of those being par 4s, but he had 9 threes on the front, so a very, very even keeled round so far. Conrad's got a tailwind putt. You can see the flag on top of the basket. Typically with a tailwind putt, you want to get it up a little bit higher. And he's putting uphill slightly. Yeah, no problem for that guy. And this is Jacky coming back at the basket. Now he's going to be faced with the opposite wind. And unfortunately, that's a weak side for Jacky. Manabu takes his first 2 of the round. As we said, Philo making it look easy. Oh, looks like we're getting a little instruction here. I think that's the paparazzi. Yes, Jacky's going to tap in for the par. And they're confirming if that's the CTP. It looks like it is. Unfortunately, Nate's not quite close enough. I think Sean and his beverage distribution crew put up the CTPs for each of the round. 1,000 Taiwan dollar was the prize. Oh yeah, we're going to call everyone in. It's photo op time.
One, two,
Quick group photo. Thanks for the thumbnail pick, guys. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, Innova Champion Discs. And with the wind picking up here on hole 11, it looks like the Cayman might be a good option. This is the shortest hole we're going to find on the course, 230 feet. Philo's may have faded out left of the pin there. And that's a good looking shot there by NatePerkins. Now, one of the biggest difficulties of this hole is not the 230 feet, or possibly the low ceiling if you want to go the low route. It's the run up here. Unfortunately, it's still the natural tee, plus there's roots and there's dirt, and it makes it really difficult, and you're running slightly uphill. Certainly some frustration, I think, on this tee. And Manabu getting creative and says, I'm just going to go out and around everything. Oh, but that got caught up. Had that continued on, I think he would have been right next to the pin. Instead, he's going to be at least 30, maybe 40 short. And Jacky also getting creative. I like it. A little overhand action. So really seeing him display all of his skills. He's obviously got a great backhand. We've seen some great forehand shots. Now he's throwing the overhand. That one pushes past the basket for Manabu. Philo's about pin high. Off the faceplate there for Philo. Jacky's coming back at the basket. He's gone at least 25, maybe 30 deep of the pin. He's been there before. No big deal. Taking the nice, slow, methodical walk to the basket. We'll see if Nate has an answer for that. And he does. Great birdie there by Perkins. That's going to push him to 15 under, right there in the hunt. And really, Manabu, who's just been a little bit flat, seems to be falling off the pace a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, that is insult to injury. Not having his best putting day, trying to come complete the par, and it looked like that one just came right back at him. And that is just when you think things aren't going your way. And Conrad's going to maintain focus and the CTP and keep his share of the lead. He sits at 17 under. Got to thank the PDGA for their continued support, not only of the coverage of this event, but also the previous weekend at the Samui Swine over in Thailand. And I don't have a drone fly over any other fancy graphic, but that's pretty much where you want to be. The basket is tucked right in there. And after Conrad had to wait for a walker for quite some time, he finds himself going way deep.
Watched that guy for so long, I about took his head off.
Yeah, he was waiting for that walker. They're going to run it down. And it needs to make it up on the rim that he's standing on. And it looks like it doesn't. So Conrad, who was quite certain of it already, also thought he was out of bounds, and he is. Jacky's is fading hard left. Not sure if maybe he had a little apprehension after watching Conrad just throw OB, but that left side, not so great.
Oh, God, you got to get a lot of hyzer. Lift. Lift.
Philo asking for a lift. That's actually going to put him 25 from the pin. As he again checks the moisture or sweat or something on his hand. Good turnover, and he trusts it, comes back. Great shot there by Manabu. So Conrad will come all the way back to where he was last in bounds. Has probably 150, maybe even 180 feet to the pin. Yeah, okay, now more like 5 feet. This is Jacky from the left side. There's really no alley at the basket. You're just kind of blindly throwing up and over. This is Philo for birdie. Great putt. Philo seems to really be in a rhythm. I feel like his putter's been pretty hot. And that's what I mentioned earlier. Just Manabu is just a bit off. Seems to be on that left side. Every putt I feel like he's missed has been on the left side. Meanwhile, Perkins has no problem taking advantage of his great drive. So Jacky takes the par, but with Conrad's OB stroke, he's actually going to pick up a stroke and have the outright lead again. Gotta thank all my Patreon supporters. That's what helps bring you additional coverage. Sometimes I go to an event and I may be contracted for a couple of rounds, but then I grab a couple extra and put them out later. Those are extra. Not just extra work, but usually extra manpower, and that's how Patreon comes into play so heavily. Plus, I'll be giving away extra prizes and giveaways throughout the year that are exclusive to my Patreon subscribers and supporters. So thank you guys so much. .364. This is Jacky going forehand. Oh, and trusting it all the way to the pin. Manabu plays it out. What a beautiful turnover. I'm not sure they get any prettier than that. And Conrad could have used a little bit more height there. It was a great angle. The wind was pushing left to right. It's still over his left shoulder here. So like we saw him back on hole number 10, this needs to be a little bit higher with that tailwind. It's like I'm in his head. I mean, the 2019 USDGC champ really getting it together with all of my tips and tricks here. He finds himself knotted up with Jacky again. Perkins finds the bottom of the basket. He moves to 17 under. Now Philo, who's gone just a bit deep. Also 17 under. So needless to say, as Manabu is dead center on that one, needless to say, we've got ourselves a sweet battle unfolding here. And the part job and the new outright leader, Jacky Chen, at 18 under par. Go out and buy a disc from Disc Baron. Tell him the disc golf guy sent you. He'll pack a little extra love in it. DiscBaron.com. Hole 14, pretty straightforward. Play slightly downhill, 384 feet. You have a great concrete surface to tee from. And Philo hangs that high, wide right and tries to fight back toward the pin. Kaohsiung City in the background. I had no idea where I was going or what was going on before this trip, but we are on the south side of Taiwan. Most people will fly or are familiar with Taipei on the north side, which is where Jacky is from. That is on one of the most northern sections of Taiwan. And a simple hour-and-a-half bullet train will bring you all the way to the south side of Taiwan. That's exactly what me and a number of other golfers were doing. There's a bullet by Conrad. A little bit short and left. And Jacky and Perkins almost right on top of each other's discs there. So Perkins has a perfect wind read. I wouldn't say the most successful or even good-looking attempt there by Jacky. We'll see if Perkins can improve on it. And unfortunately, it was eerily similar. Philo from just outside the circle. And Philo's going to bring himself to 18 under. James fighting off the sunset. Oh, great concentration as he was looking right into the sun on that one. And he moves to 18 under. And Manabu finds the bottom of the basket. Maybe his putting stroke is dialed in now. But 3 18s here on hole number 14 right now. Triple 18, I think that's one of my favorite spots on a dartboard. Oh. And that... Oh, wow. I don't think anyone, I'm not sure if he maybe just misread the headwind, or it looked like he maybe just held on to it too long and just clanged it right off the top. So Jacky's going to fall out of the lead position. He's going to move to 17. And at just about 100 meters, I feel like this one plays a lot like we see on hole number 7. Slightly uphill. There is OB on that right-hand side. And so the bailout is to the left. If you're going to miss anywhere, you don't want to do what we just saw there by Manabu, which is turn something over and have it finish or push to that right side, because you could find the ditch line, which is out of bounds. Or ravine or gully. Magic waterway, I'm not sure what they refer to it as. It's going to be short and left, or I'm sorry, short and right. And that's low. Asking for it to push to the right, or to the left. Wow. Oh, and that is out of bounds. Okay, that one started right and is fading left. I'm going to get my lefts and rights down by the end of this hole. Conrad with just a little too much power moving uphill. Manabu with a similar putt with the correction. So after a really slow putting start, we see Manabu string a few together here on this back 9. And that's the exact area I was talking about. That is unfortunately out of bounds. I think right where Nate's left foot is, that wall and right of it is considered out of bounds. You'll see Nate push off of that, I'm guessing. Little pro tip at home, you cannot have any supporting point out of bounds when you release your disc. So you can stand there, but as you see, he picks up and then he actually releases. So that's totally legal, but that's something to know. You cannot be having any supporting point supporting yourself in an out of bounds area when you release the disc. And Jacky doesn't care about any out of bounds. That guy's just going to take another birdie. Unfortunately, Perkins is going to lose 2 to Jacky with the birdie. Birdie bogey combo. And CTP, Philo with the easy tap in. As I'm recording this, right around February 13th or so, huge shout out, Philo Brathwaite celebrating a birthday. He's now eligible to be playing in the Pro Masters field this year. As you get a quick look at the additional media crew, I'd love to see those photos. I'd also love to see where this went, but I had no idea. It's a good shot. I'll spoil it for you. Tell you it's a great shot. This hole plays downhill, 545 feet. And if you don't get all the way past the second set of trees in the wooded area, you may find yourself out of bounds. Philo went up and over everything, and that's exactly what Manabu's trying to do.
Yeah. That's it.
And he too is going to be on the dance floor. And almost a carbon copy of what we just saw from Manabu. I know some people have been asking. Jacky throws a mixed bag. He has no rating, and he has no sponsorship. I see him throwing mostly Innova, along with a little bit of Discraft here during the round. It looks like James got that nose up. Similar, but he's going to catch one of the late branches, and it's going to keep him in that second woods area, which is going to be out of bounds. And Perkins is really going to take most of the OB out of play by going off to this left-hand side. A very errant shot could be found OB way left, or if that pushed away right, he could find the woods, but he had just the perfect finesse and touch on that. So James finished about 100 feet closer to the pin than where he is, but he did not get into the inbounds area. So he goes back where he was last in bounds, goes up and over the wooded area. I think Nate asking, where's that one going? Yeah, a little more height, maybe a little more hyzer. Either one would have gotten him closer. And James off the top. So that's his third throw, plus a penalty. They do consider this a par 4. And Philo's calling it before it's even to the basket. Manabu with a solid putting stroke. He's going to take the eagle. Mr. Albatross, Philo, answers with his own eagle. And as I was saying about Philo and his birthday, I asked him earlier in the year in Thailand, and he said he plans to only really play in the 2 big majors. That's the Tim Selinsky U.S. Masters. Good eagle putt there by Jacky. He said he's going to play in the Tim Selinsky U.S. Masters and the Pro Masters Worlds. Otherwise, he'll be where he probably really belongs, which is the Open Division, except for those 2 age-protected majors. And the 3 is a birdie there for Perkins, and unfortunately the penalty 5 is going to result in a bogey for James Conrad. Hole 16, although it's almost impossible to cover, I'd still say is the signature hole on the course, in my opinion. This one has a couple different alleyways at it, and as we're looking at it, I also want you to then put in the comments what your favorite or signature hole, maybe those are the same thing, as we're watching Manabu again take the big swooping anhyzer, and just not quite enough. He's going to have a little work to do from there. Put it in the comments what you think is the signature hole or maybe your favorite hole on this course. It can be from the front 9, which I trust you've watched, or it can be from here on the back 9. You still have 17 here to watch and hole 18. So don't type it in just yet. If you do so, you'll be eligible to get randomly selected, and I'll be giving out a Disc Golf Guy Innova disc.
No!
Yes, I will, Nate. And they're going to love it. So give it a like, make sure you're subscribed, and then leave a comment. Little spoiler, holes 17 and 18 are 16, 17, and 18, unfortunately, all very difficult to cover. I don't know if we could have 3 camera crews out here and still be able to do them justice. They're just very difficult, as this is off to the left side for Manabu. And he can't fight through. James has a long look at it. You have to remember now, they're on their 35th hole of the day. Not too often here in the 2020 season will they play that many holes of golf in a single day. We've just really changed and adopted this single round of golf a day mentality, unless you're playing a really short course. This one isn't really short by any means. So you got to think a little bit of fatigue might be setting in as we're pushing 5:30 at the moment. This is Jacky for his par. Philo, who's sitting in the lead, can extend it here. This is his putt for birdie. And Philo again a little bit frustrated with his hand condition. Perkins cleans up for the par. Conrad's putter comes flying in to clean up for his par. No real damage done there. Manabu, on the other hand, he's going to give back a stroke. He takes the bogey. See our international PDGA director in Brian Henniger, Guru. Also used to be a PDGA executive director back when I joined the PDGA in the mid-90s. And the bogey for Jacky. Philo's going to get his hand good to go and go out and buy a disc from Disc Baron. DiscBaron.com, huge supporter, Smashbox TV, and of the Disc Golf Guy Productions. We appreciate it, Disc Baron.
Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards.
And so you can see the yellow band down there, and that's actually a really good shot here on this par 4. What looks to be a full flight. Spotters are going to go hunt it down. That's going to be inbounds. You need to throw a nearly terrible shot to get OB, but anything less than perfect may really put you in a tough position to take the eagle or the birdie. And Conrad really turns that over to the right side. Still going to be inbounds. We'll see how quickly that fades back. And short, but not too bad of a position there for Manabu. And then the young gun, the superstar, the 22-year-old Jacky Chen, who's clearly proved he can hang with these guys here today. Started out in second place. Right now, he's just trying to keep his second place position. Looks like James Conrad has fallen off the pace, and Philo's going to replace him in that pole position, moving into round 3. And he puts a bomb out there to that right side. Not going to fight back as much as he needs, but he's going to be inbounds. And the level of difficulty can't be stated enough on that shot. He is outstretched, throwing across his body, being that far outstretched. Go practice that one in a field or around some trees, and you'll appreciate just how difficult that shot is. Well executed shot by Conrad. And way off on the right side fairway is Jacky. Looks to be a routine up and down. And yeah, again, sometimes really tough to find where these players are. So much to block you out there. That was Manabu a moment ago. He's put himself up near the pin. We see Perkins put himself up near the pin. And then again, closest to the pin is Philo. He doesn't have much of a look at the basket per se, but I think he's just looking to get up and down. Walk away with an easy birdie here to finish things out. Conrad's done just that. So he's going to relinquish that first place position, but clearly still in the hunt. Remember, we have 18 holes on Sunday morning, which is round 3. We have 9 holes for the semifinals. The top 5 players will be in that. And then the top 4 players will move on to the finals. So there's plenty of golf if you keep playing hot. Again, put it in the comments what you feel like is your favorite or signature hole thus far on the course. You've seen all 18 of them now. You get a chance to win a great disc by Innova. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Can't say enough to Innova and the rest of the Asia Open event and our other sponsor in the PDGA. Please join.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
What? You're still here? Oh, okay, well, here's a little button to subscribe with, and here's another button to bring you to, you know, other rounds from this tournament. 2020 Asia Open, presented by Innova.